Hi, thank you for joining me. Today's practice is going to be focused on cultivating inner strength. So as always, please listen to your body. Today we will have some things that are more challenging in their own way. So just if it doesn't work for you, you don't have to do it. No pressure. We definitely don't want to be forceful or aggressive in our body just because we're focusing on strength. Strength doesn't come out of being aggressive or forceful. So just remember that as you practice. Be kind. Practice ahimsa, non-harming, self-love. I'm going to start seated. And you're welcome to sit in Sukhasana with your legs crossed or hero's pose. You do have yoga props at home. Use them as you would like. And rock side to side. Settle those sits bones into the earth. And let your eyes close. Closing the eyes helps to tune out visual distractions. But if you're not comfortable with that, you can have your eyes softly open. As you ground into the earth or down into the earth, lift the heart up towards the sky. So it's that earth connection with the low body and the upward sky or heaven's connection with the upper body. Relax your face. Give a soft swallow to relax the throat. The tongue can come just behind the teeth. Lightly resting there. Roll the shoulders back. Take a moment to scan your awareness through your body. And it's important before we practice, or if you come to any of my classes, we always take at least 5 minutes to check in because the body is always changing. So it's so important to know where you're starting from. That way you can really honor your body and it just starts to bring awareness before diving into more movement. So just notice any sensations that are presenting themselves. Is there anything that's tight, that's calling for some stretching and opening? Or is there anything that's tender or maybe painful that you know you're going to have to really be careful of as you practice? What is your energy level? And your thought patterns to the thinking mind? What is the tone of your thoughts? Is it heavy and dark in there? Is it anxious? Is it light and positive? Mind. And sometimes it might even be helpful to have a notebook nearby, and if there's something that keeps coming up as you practice, just write it down. We'll be there when you're done. And your emotions, directly related to our thoughts. What kind of emotions are you feeling? These are all the different aspects of our being, but our thoughts, our emotions, our body don't define who we are. And let's take the backs of our hands to our legs and bring the ring finger to your thumb in what's called the Prithvi Mudra. And then rest the hands back down. So mudras are like little yoga poses for your hands, and they help to stimulate the energy flow through the channels of energy in certain ways. And this particular mudra helps to ground us in our body and helps us connect to the strength within ourselves. And the only place that we hold any power and strength is in the present moment. It's the only place where we have any power, not in the past, not in the future, here and now. Soften your belly, lengthen out your breath. Maybe you're practicing with your ujjayi breath where you slightly constrict the back of the throat into that ocean sounding breath, bringing even more focus and power to your breath, the ujjayi breath. It also helps to, because it's an audible breath, it helps to tune out background noise, so who knows what you have going on where you are right now. Letting the breath pull you into this moment over and over again. Nothing matters more than this moment. A few more rounds of breath here. Emptying the mind so you can fully open up to your practice. And you can release the hand mudra. Open the eyes if you wish, palms come down. We're going to be practicing kapalabati breathing, which helps to, it actually clears the sinuses, clears the respiratory system, but also helps to stimulate the solar plexus chakra, which is about 2 inches above your navel. And this particular chakra is where our sense of inner strength, confidence, personal power, that's where that it comes from. Okay, so we're going to stimulate the flow in that area. Our practice is revolved around the solar plexus. When we have imbalances in the solar plexus, we can feel anxious, we can feel fearful, but also if it's overactive, we can feel angry and aggressive, and those are not signs of true strength. So it's about getting that balance. Okay, kapalabati. So this particular breath is a forceful exhale out the nose, and you hug the navel in towards the spine. And the inhale just happens. All right? So go slow if you've never done this before, and if you start to get uncomfortable, please stop. Let's begin. A few more rounds. Full inhale, hold the breath at the top. And you're going to hold the breath for as long as feels right, without being forceful or aggressive. Holding a full exhale out the nose. As you transition back to your yogic breathing in and out through the nose, become aware of any after effects of the breathing exercise. We'll rock ourselves forward onto all fours. I'm going to turn this way. Once you're on all fours, stack your shoulders over the wrists. This helps to strengthen out your bones when you stack your bones, your skeleton. Spread the fingers wide, hips stacked over knees, maybe on the tops of the feet or curl under the toes. And on your inhale, tilting the pelvis, or you can think of the tailbone at the base of the spine. We tilt up towards the sky. Belly drops towards the earth. Heart pulls through the arms. Chin lifts. Exhale, tug the pelvis, rounding through the spine. Spread the shoulder blades, dropping the head. Inhale, it's a reverse. Move at the pace of your breath, keeping soft in your elbows, so be mindful you're not locking out at the elbows. And imagine that your breath is moving your body. That's going to help take us out of autopilot and to keep us mindful. Slow breath and slow movement to match the breath. Really coming into your body. And when you exhale, pubic bone to the navel hugs in towards the spine. Okay, beginning to connect with your core, your powerhouse. Good. Let's take it back and forth one more time. And release yourself back into tabletop. If your wrists start to get cranky, you can come onto your fists if you need to, or take a break. We're going to take our left leg back, flexing the foot, bringing the leg in line with the hip. Turn the toes so they face the earth, so that the hip isn't opening outward. Hip drops down, toes to the earth. And we'll take the alternate arm up. So your left heel reaches back and your right fingertips reach forward. So we're reaching in opposite directions, creating space and length in the body. So the inhale is for the length. And the exhale, think of hugging everything in towards the midline. Pubic bone to the navel, hugs in towards the spine. Feel the stability and the strength at your core. Inhale, extending. And then the exhale, belly button towards the spine. Now the points of contact, so your palm, the knee, the top of the foot, press that into the earth. Press down into that so you can lift the rest of your body up. Strong Ujjayi breath. One more breath in. And slowly release right palm down and left knee down. We'll take our right leg back. Lengthen that leg back, pressing your heel back. Your left arm comes forward. And this can definitely be challenging for your balance. Have a focal point. Be mindful the head's not dropping down, or you're not gazing and poking the chin forward. Back of the neck is long. Inhale, we extend, and the exhale, belly button towards the spine. Feel the earth. As we practice, noticing your reactions when the muscles are working. Notice the mental reactions, and can you do so without attaching to them? Because you don't have to believe everything that you think. They're just thoughts. They're not real. The breath is real. Let's take one more breath in. On your exhale, palm to the earth, knee to the earth. Bring the big toes together. Separate the knees, hips to heels. Find your child's pose. Let the arms relax and the forehead come to the earth, or if the forehead doesn't reach the earth, bend your arm and bring the forehead to your forearm. And find complete letting go here. It takes tremendous strength to let go. So see if you can scan through the body and notice the places in the body or in the mind where you're holding on. Can you tell those places that it's safe to let go? Let's remember as we practice our yoga, what happens on the mat internally is a direct reflection to how we approach the world that we live in. So noticing your reactions, noticing your resistance, your attachments, everything that happens in our yoga practice, everything that comes up, can help us to become more self-aware, can help us to change, can help us to grow. So what happens when it's time to let go? What happens when it's time to challenge yourself? And no matter what comes up as we practice, always love and accept yourself because it's all good. Let's take one more breath in our child's pose. And a slow exhale, just soften completely into the earth. Press your palms down, lift into tabletop. Separate the toes, curl under your toes, and take yourself back to downward facing dog. Starting with your bent knee. And seeing how do you want your downward dog today? It's a new day. Maybe you want to widen the palms. Maybe you want to widen the feet. Maybe you want a short dog. Maybe you want a long dog. And allow the feet moving around before settling in. Thinking about a dog or a cat. So a dog will do a few spins before laying down, or a cat, cats spin, they paw you, they do all sorts of stuff. They get up like 3 times before they settle down. So think of that as you're moving, you're just loosening up, kind of figuring out what feels right, what feels good, and then when you find something, hold it. And let stillness settle in. Body becomes still, and the breath flows. And let's take a breath in. And bend your knees, gaze towards your hands. Let's take a slow walk towards the hands. Feet are hip width apart, fold over the legs, release head. And we'll slowly unroll the torso. Keep the knees soft as we unroll for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and head comes up last for 1. Roll those shoulders a couple times. And bring your feet hips distance apart. Feel the four corners of the feet. So the four corners, big toe mound, little toe mound, outer heel and inner heel. Right? It's part of the practice. Down, the toes will wiggle, you're not gripping for dear life. Activate the legs. Lift from the navel, heart center, root of the head. Roll the shoulders back and down and palms open forward. Standing strong at your center, grounded. Tadasana, mountain pose, embodying a mountain. There's no knocking over a mountain. You feel strong, unshakable. Nothing, no one can knock you away from your center. Lifting your arms up overhead. Extended mountain, drop shoulders from the ears. Strong legs, strong feet. As you breathe, breathing all the way around the rib cage. Feel the sides, body, both sides of your body opening. The back, lower ribs. Between your shoulder blades. One more breath in. And exhale. Take your palms together. Always a heart-centered practice. Starting with half sun salutations. Turn this way. Inhale. Hearts rise. Spread the fingers. Open up. Reach into the sky. On the exhale, sit into your chair pose. So bend your knees as if you're sitting in a chair. Find your edge. Arms can be forward or by your ears. Just if you bring your arms by your ears and you feel tension creeping up into that area, keep the arms forward. I usually do chair pose like this because I go like this and then all this sort of tension comes into the neck and the shoulders. That's for me. So whatever is good for you. So we'll stay here. One more breath in. On your exhale, hinge forward, fold over your legs, release head and neck. Root the feet down into the earth. Inhale, open up. Exhale, drop into your chair pose. Nice strong legs. Take a full breath in, belly fills. Exhale, we bend forward at the top of the thighs, spine is long. Fold. You can bend the knees as much as you like here. Inhale, open up to the sky. Exhale, chair pose. Toes are free, feel the heels. Take a breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, open up. We're going to add on. Exhale, drop it down. Take a breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And release fingertips to the earth. We'll step our left foot back for runner's lunge or on your knee. With an inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, plank pose. Shoot those heels back. Take a breath in, push arms into the earth. And exhale, knees placed down, bend elbows, chin, chest, and then slide pelvis to the earth. Pelvis pressed down, toes pressed down, lift the heart. Lift the upper body, elbows hug in for cobra. And release down, press up and back, downward facing dog. Let's take a deep breath in. And a big sigh. Wow. Breathe in. On your exhale, roll into your plank pose. From here, we're going to take our right hand underneath our nose and drop the heels to the right, reaching left arm up. Side plank. Different options here. If you want to bring the lower leg down, you can. We just want to have the left outer hip lifting up towards the sky. You can also stack the feet, lift the leg, wherever you want to go with this. Just have that side body lifting up. So we're pressing the outer edge of the foot into the earth and press the palm into the earth. Base the palm, backs the knuckles. You can be on your forearm or your fist too. So listen to your wrists. Take a breath in. Exhale, unroll. Bringing left palm to the earth. Separate the hands. And then left palm under your nose. Drop heels to the left. Extend your right arm up. Full breaths. Connect with your strength. Strength doesn't necessarily mean holding here. Actually, it doesn't mean holding here beyond your limit. That's not what we're looking for. There's strength in wisdom, in knowing when it's time to modify, when it's time to let go. Knowing when it's the ego telling you you can't do it. Let's take one more breath in. And exhale. Unroll. Palms to the earth. Take it back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend your knees. Step or hop towards your hands and fold. Inhale. Hearts rise. Open to the sky. Exhale. Chair pose. Take it low. Take a breath in. Exhale. Fold. Inhale. Halfway lift. Lengthen your spine. And release. We'll take our right foot back to that runner's lunge or on your knee. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, plank pose or plank on your knees. Shoot your heels back, press into the earth. Crown of the head lengthens forward. Take a breath in. And bend your knees, lower chin, chest, and slide pelvis down. Toes and pelvis press down. Lift the heart. This time we're going to take our arms off the mat in goddess arms. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Toes and pelvis press down. Full breaths. One more breath in. And release down, palms under the shoulders, press up and back, downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. Let's take a deep breath in. And a big sigh. Breathing in. On your exhale, roll into your plank pose. Taking your left hand directly under the nose, drop heels to left, reaching your right arm up. Find your variation of side plank pose. Be with your breath. Your mind is going to tell you to let go way before it's time. What is the internal dialogue when you're in this position? Are you attaching to negative labels here? Take another breath in. Close yourself off this time. Left hand out, right hand under nose, drop heels to the right, left arm comes up. Maybe it would help to smile. Maybe everyone loves this position. I don't know. It's not my favorite. So every time I'm in it, I have to really work the breath, giving myself at my center and out of all the negative labels I want to attach to this position. Let's take one more breath. Close yourself off. Adjusting the hands so they're shoulder width apart and downward facing dog. Maybe you need child's pose. If you do, you can meet up with us. We're going to bend our knees, gaze towards the hands, step or hop forward, and fold. Inhale, open up to the sky. Let your palms press. And a slow exhale. Another cleansing breath in. And out. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, chair pose. Feel the heels, take a breath in. Exhale, fold, release head and neck. Inhale, halfway lift. And soften down. We'll take our left foot back, coming into a warrior stance. So, warrior one stance. So that back foot is angled in slightly. Heel to heel alignment at least. Maybe you're wider. And then we'll press our feet into the earth, lift the torso. Once you're up, maybe you need to adjust. Think about that cat or dog, adjusting before settling in. Okay, and we have an opening in the left hip to keep the knee and ankle all in one line, but the shoulders are squared forward. Okay, front toes are free. Do you feel your heel of your front foot? Press the heel of your front foot down to bring more stability here. Outer edge of the back foot. Let's take our arms up. Drop shoulders from the ears. As we hold here in this warrior one, so oftentimes the solar plexus is associated with an image of a vibrant yellow sun. So think of a vibrant yellow sun, right? A couple inches above the navel. As you inhale, that sun gets a little brighter. And as you exhale, that brilliant yellow light radiates throughout your being, overtaking any of the darkness. So the inhale, filling up that bright yellow sun at the solar plexus, and the exhale, let it radiate out. Images that we think of can be very powerful. That brilliant yellow light is taking over any fear, any self-doubt. It fills you up with inner strength, with confidence. Let's take another breath in. On your exhale, arms come out and down behind you. Interlace the fingers. You can straighten the arms and hinge forward. So we're breaking at the top of the thighs, long spine. You can hover over your front leg, or you can come to the inside of that leg, reaching arms up for humble warrior. Now for humble warrior, especially if you've chosen to come down, don't forget that you have another leg. That it's not just about your front leg. So your back foot, press it into the earth, engage the muscles of that back leg. Okay. Full lives. Releasing any attachments you might have to this position. Can you make any internal adjustments so you feel like you're at a place of balance? It's all about balance, balance between effort and ease. It's not about being aggressive inside. It's not about pushing. It's about being wise about your decisions, keeping that balance, shifting when you feel out of balance. Let's take one more breath in. And release arms down. Press your feet into the earth. Use the leg strength to come up. And arms come up. We'll spring off our back foot. So now we're on our right foot. Or you can just walk it up if you don't want to do that. That's fine. For stork pose. Strong right leg. Foot is rooted down. And we flex our left foot. Let's take our arms down in the upside down V shape and bring your ring finger, the top of the ring finger, top of thumb, together on both hands. Our Prithvi Mudra. Strength, inner strength. By holding this position is in no way a sign of how strong you are inside. It's connected. You know, if you think about when you're not feeling well, let's first take a deep breath in here so I don't have you here forever. And then exhale, release the foot down. Shake it out. Walk up the feet. Take your palms together. We can take just a moment here to connect. So if you think about when you're not feeling well and you feel weak, you're probably not really feeling centered. You're probably feeling weak internally too. So by strengthening the physical body, it can help us to feel better inside too. That doesn't mean if you're sick, especially if you're chronically sick, it doesn't mean that you can't ever connect to that inner strength. That's not true. You always have your breath. You always have breath exercises that can help you too. But, so if you're wobbling in and out of your balance pose, it doesn't mean that you're not a strong person, because you are. Inhale, open up. And exhale, sit down. Let's take a breath in. Exhale, fold. Release head and neck, soften knees. Inhale, halfway lift. And release down, right foot back, getting your warrior foundation. Once you have that, feet press down, strengthen the legs, takes you up. Right hip will be open and the shoulders will be squared forward. And make those adjustments. Move around, explore a little bit. Getting yourself in a good place where you feel stable. Then the arms come up. We work from the ground up. Bring back to your mind's eye the image of that vibrant yellow sun right at the solar plexus area. If you feel you're overarching in the low back, just bringing your low ribs and your pubic bone towards each other, and that can help a little bit so you're not really compressing at the lumbar spine there, okay? All right, back to that bright yellow sun. Inhale, fuel that sun. Exhale, it radiates out through the body all the way to your fingers and your toes. All the darkness, all the heaviness goes away. Take one more breath in. Exhale. Exhale, interlace your hands behind your back. This time, whatever thumb goes naturally to the outside, you're going to switch. So your other thumb is on the outside. Straighten arms. Opening that heart center. Hinge forward, either hovering over your front thigh or coming down to the inside, reaching the arms up. Remember your right foot, press through the outer edge of the right foot. You can even, if you're folded down, you can see if you're collapsing at the arch of the foot. All right, press through the outer edge of that foot. Feel the heel of your back foot and the heel of your front foot. Stability. Is your breath slow and deep? Or have you moved to chest breathing? Or are you holding your breath? If the breath is being compromised, you need to modify. You can drop to a knee. You can come all the way up. Let's take one more breath in. And then cross the feet into the earth. Use that leg strength. Coming on up. Take your arms by your ears. Flip off your back heel. Spring forward into stork pose. Steady gaze. Soft belly, slow breath. Drop out of the mind. Arms come down back to our mudra, ring finger to thumb. Help connect us to our inner strength. One more breath in. Lift your heart. And release your foot down. Shake out the wrists. Walk out the feet. Inhale, open up. Exhale, lead with your heart, fold. We're going to hold this forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you like. Hands are anchored somewhere, either on the earth, on the legs, or opposite elbow. If folding and rounding your spine is not comfortable for you today, in your back, stay with a flat back. You don't have to round, and you can still bend your knees with that flat back too. Just a place of rest, a place of letting go. And we'll bend our knees, coming onto your seat. Bring your feet hip width apart. And your hands behind your thighs. Lift your heart. So, for boat pose, you can stay here, and eventually you're going to feel your core working, even without lifting the legs. If you choose to, we can rock back. So we find the triangle, two sits bones and your tailbone, and you catch your balance on that triangle. Point your toes, keep the heart lifted. So a lot of times, once we start lifting our legs and using our core, we drop down. If this is you, and you really can't do this without struggling, lift back up, then stay here. It's okay. You're still going to have the same benefits. You're still going to strengthen your low back. You're going to strengthen your core. Think of snapping shut. Belly to thighs, thighs to belly. You can take arms out if you like. You can extend your legs. As you hold here, you might experience some shaking maybe, and that's a good time to check in. Because sometimes we shake because we're going beyond our limits. So check in, make sure you aren't going beyond your limits, and if you're all good, then it's just a release of energy. Make sure you're breathing here. Let's take one more breath in. Lift the heart. And then release your feet down, drape over the legs. Let everything go, noticing after sensations when you release. And we'll come into that one more time. Hands behind your legs, either staying here or rock it back. Soft infinity gaze across your toes if your feet are lifted, so that if someone so adjust your face, you either have your eyes closed or your eyes soft, your face is relaxed. So by looking at your face, someone wouldn't be able to tell if you are working in boat pose or sitting at the edge of the ocean, relaxed and at peace and not working the body. So the face is totally relaxed. Keep the breath flowing. Back is rounded, lift back up. One more breath in. Release down. Just lift the heart for a moment, and then we're going to come straight down. Round your spine. Lower down onto your mat. Once you're down, bend your knees into your belly and rock side to side. We'll just extend the right leg out. Taking your bent left leg and guide it across the midline of the body. And you can roll onto the right side, bringing your knee all the way down. It's okay for that left shoulder to be lifted up if the knee is down. Extend the left arm up. Adjust so you're in a good place to hold. Slow, deep breath. Let's take one more full breath in. Savor your exhale, and when you feel there's nothing left in the belly, just push out a little more. Exhale, squeeze it out, belly button to spine. We'll unroll the legs back to center. Take both feet to the earth, lift and lower the hips. Extend left leg, right knee into the body. Guide the knee across the midline of the body, guiding the knee all the way down. So you're rolling more onto the left side and right arm comes out. If for some reason that is just not right for you, make it right for you. Final twist. Drop into it. Let's take one more breath. Slow exhale. And when you're at the bottom of the exhale, push out a little more. Slowly unwind. Feet to the earth, the tips. Come back so head, neck, and spine's in alignment. We'll take our arms straight out from the shoulders with your palms down and lift your feet up with your toes pointed. Okay, so the lower legs are parallel over the earth. The upper legs are perpendicular. So we'll take a breath in. Press the lower back into the earth. On your exhale, right toes tap down. And inhale, like this. Exhale, left toes tap down. Inhale. We're going to move side to side. If you take your toes closer in towards the body, it's going to be less intense. If you reach those toes way out, further from the body, it's going to be more intense. Try to press low back into the earth. Notice if you begin rushing just because you don't like this, it's challenging, and you want it to be done. Okay? Go slow. Just connect the movement with your breath. Slow and mindful is way more challenging. You're not using momentum. You're not in autopilot. Don't let the mind talk you out of it. Just tell yourself you're strong, stronger than your mind's going to let you believe. You don't have to attach any labels to this. All right, one more time to each side, or however many for you to feel balanced internally. Let both feet come to the width of your mat. Oh, we'll bring the soles of our feet together. Let the knees drop. Just pause. Feel the release. Feel the letting go. Bring our legs back up, feet hip width apart, arms alongside the body. Press the base of your feet into the earth. Well, first let's walk our shoulders down away from the ears. Okay? Press the base of your feet into the earth. Tuck your pelvis, peel your spine off your back as high as works in your body. Okay, so keep those feet pressing down. Make sure the chin is dropped down and the back of the neck is long. If you like, lifting up off your heels. A little stretch at the front of the ankles. The muscles work, so you're probably feeling it in your thighs, among other places. Quadriceps. Invite in that heating and warming sensation. That's prana that you're generating by holding here and breathing. That's life. That's your life force. It's presenting itself here. Let's take one more breath in, maybe a little more there. And tuck your pelvis, lowering down. Pausing, And seeing whatever counter pose you need after bridge. Maybe it's pausing in stillness. Maybe you want to drop your knees. Or maybe you want to hug your knees in towards your body. And when you feel ready, extend both legs up to the sky, flexing your feet. Arms can be down or behind the legs. Drop the chin. Maybe you need to bend your knees if your hamstrings are really tight. Keeping the feet flexed, drop the legs open. Hands to outer thighs, guide the legs together. Bend your knees into your belly. Nose up to knees. Squeeze the face, the feet, the fists. Squeezing into a little ball here. And with a deep breath in, full body stretch. Point the toes, reach, reach, reach. And flex the feet, reach, reach, reach. Arms to the sky, roll the wrists, roll the ankles, both directions. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. And letting your arms float down by your side. Getting yourself into a comfortable place for Shavasana. The most important part of our practice. So I really encourage you to not shut off this video yet. Just give yourself 5 more minutes to let your practice be integrated throughout your being, to give yourself stillness. Let's take a deep breath in, reach our shoulders up to our ears. And a big sigh. Slide the shoulders away from your ears. Let the palms roll open towards the sky. Finding complete surrender. Nothing more important than this moment. You have so much power and strength when you're able to move from a centered, calm place. So can you use that slow rhythm of your breath to drop underneath all the layers of yourself to the stillness within. A strong core goes much deeper than abdominal and lower back strength. Your inner core is the place within you where you find inner strength. There is a power and an inner strength within you which is innate to every life form that wants you to keep on living, that wants you to keep enjoying the experience of life, that seeks to keep growing and to keep deepening in character. Inner strength lies in your ability to walk away when you want to fight, to endure when you feel like giving up, to speak gently when you want to scream. Inner strength lies in your ability to forgive when you have every right to hold a grudge, to love when it's easier to hate, to cry when you'd rather hide your pain. Inner strength is a gift that lives inside us all. You are stronger than you believe. And you can stay where you are if you like. When you do feel ready, make sure to move gently, starting by rolling to one side if you're on your back, pressing yourself into a seated position, taking a couple moments of quiet before re-entering the world around you. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Thank you.